Hey everybody, it is Tonya, Thrifty Treasures. Welcome to another episode of Poshmark Talk. And tonight, my guests, the panel members, are Lauren with HauteChic Thrift, and Andy, the Parrothead Picker, and Lonnie, Garage Flips.
Hey guys, thanks for having us, Tonya. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. I'm so glad you guys agreed to come on. So first, let's talk about how long you guys have been on Poshmark.
I have been on Poshmark for, hold on, I'm going to look this up so I don't give you guys an incorrect stat. I want to say 4 years, but it might be longer than that.
Oh my gosh, that's a long time.
4.5 years.
Wow.
Almost 5.
And also Lauren is an ambassador, right?
Yes, I used to be a suggested user. They used to have that before they had an ambassador program, and it was like a select few people that Poshmark picked out to represent Poshmark.
Yeah, I saw somebody followed me, and it said suggested user, and I thought, well, does that mean they're like not a user anymore, and that just defaults to that? So that's interesting. I didn't know that. So what about you, Andy?
I'm relatively new. You know, I've been selling on eBay for quite a while, but thanks to Lauren's encouragement, you know, she's seen a lot of my stuff I want to do. She's been after me for quite a while to move over there. You know, she likes a lot of the way that a lot of my items look and a lot of the things I sell. So I finally bit the bullet. I think I've been over there about 3 weeks now, and yeah, it's actually taken off. I'm really surprised that it's doing as well as it is. So I'm really happy with it, especially for the amount of items I have up there. So yeah, you know, I'm chugging away right now. So it's doing okay.
Awesome. Lonnie.
I was just taking a drink of my grapefruit juice here, and I saw Heart Picker say, "I'm an ambassador to the Dominican Republic." But spit my drink out.
Right. That's what I was laughing at too.
No, I made my account, I think maybe a couple of weeks ago, and everybody started talking posh, but I didn't list anything until today. These are my first 3 listings right here, and then me and my wife's mug there in the bottom corner. But that's the first 3 things, and I just put them up today. And I haven't sold anything yet, but I am ready to learn, and I have a few questions. So I'm so glad to be here.
That's awesome. Your closet looks really good too, your pictures.
Thank you.
Okay, so I've been on Poshmark for a couple of years now, but I really didn't start getting active with it until about 2-3 weeks ago. And I'm having so much fun. It's like a little light bulb went off in my head, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I just like the whole concept of the platform, the way it works. And I just think it's a lot of fun. So what kind of questions do you have, Lonnie?
Okay, so first of all, I want to say that my initial reaction is that the listing on Poshmark is really, really easy. It's like so simple. But my first question that I have for y'all is, like, in the title, you have less room to write your titles than you do with eBay. Okay.
Yes.
So my question is, since you're putting stuff like in women's or men's categories, right? You have to choose a gender there. Does that mean that we should not be putting things like gender in the title to save room?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good question.
At all in my titles.
What about size? Do you put size in your title?
I sometimes will do size if it fits, but it actually pulls through Google SEO with the size, the way Poshmark's set up. Like if you go to search something that you know is listed of your own on Poshmark, and sorry, I'm not wording this right. I've been at work all day.
Okay.
I'm trying to explain how you can test it. So after you list something for like 3 or 4 days and it's been in your closet, you can kind of test how it's going to show up on Google under the shopping. If you search like, okay, my first listing in my closet right now is a brand new Marc Jacobs hobo bag. So I could go Google new with tag Marc Jacobs hobo bag, and I would show up in the Google shopping results.
That was one of the other things I was going to ask too. So like condition, you don't put that in the title either. You trust.
I usually don't unless there's space, but I use every single space. I never, ever, ever leave empty space in my Poshmark titles.
Right. And also to eliminate adjectives so much, right? Like you do with eBay. I know I'm guilty of saying gorgeous, stunning. You just
eBay, that helps though. It's just a different beast.
Yes, right. Definitely. Okay, so last night I was tinkering around in my closet. I do every single night just about. And I kept seeing how everybody could create a discount. And I was like, how in the world are they doing this? And I finally found it on my phone. So I offered a discount of, I think it's 15% off if you buy 3 items. Do you guys do that too?
I do that as well. Exactly that. 3 items, you get 15% off if someone makes a bundle.
Awesome. Andy, are you offering anything like that?
No, that was actually one of my questions, and Lonnie just took my other question. I literally have that wrote down on here.
Dude, I did not mean to.
Best way to optimize my title, because that was one of the big questions I have, because the title is so much smaller, and do I eliminate men's or women's and the size? It's really hard to kind of figure out how to maximize that title space to get the most, I guess, keywords in there that versus eBay, you have such a longer area, so you can put so much more stuff in there. But I talked to Lauren the other day, and she was kind of telling me to, eliminate a lot of those things because they're already there as like little markers or whatever, like the men's, the extra large, the, you don't need to put the color in there because the colors, you already have color options. But like, I guess if it would be like a striped, shirt, something, I would use striped because that's not really an option anywhere. For like a shirt or, stuff like that. So I've been or like maybe silk, because I listed some ties. So I put like, silk for some of my ties because that's not an option anywhere under ties. It's just, under accessories, I think it's just accessories and then ties. So that's the only thing you get. You can't, distinguish that in your title. So I'll put that as far as a search. Now, whether or not, I don't know if people actually search for silk ties or polyester ties or rayon ties, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how they search, or if they just search for, I just need a men's necktie, you know what I mean? I don't know, but
something else I do with my titles, depending on the item. And I don't know how this is with men's because, again, I don't pick up that much men's stuff. I will pick it up if I know it's designer. If I know it's like a career designer type thing, I'll pick it up because that moves quick for me. But I try to, especially certain things that I know fashion bloggers are into, I will actually try to look up what that item was called in the store because I don't know if you guys ever heard, like, to know it, like if you've ever heard of that, but all the fashion bloggers use that and it links to like Nordstrom, Neiman Marcus, Saks, all those types of stores. And it will actually pull up what the item is called on the page. But most of the time, those items are sold out. And I'll pick up some of those things. And I try to use the exact title that Saks used to list it on their website or Nordstrom or whatnot. Because then I'm pulled in Google search if someone goes to search to buy that item because they see that it's sold out from where it's been linked from the fashion blogger.
Right.
A lot of my stuff, if you look through my closet, I'm not sure if Tonya has my closet linked. I'm HauteChic Luxury on Poshmark, but I try to use stock photos for those items as well as like my first picture because I feel like it just draws more attention to those specific fashion blogger type items.
So is it okay to use a stock photo then on Poshmark?
It was in the past. I've heard rumblings that it's frowned upon. But if it's something like J. Crew, I know they don't really care, so I use J. Crew ones. I try to use them for Joey. I don't know if anybody picks up that brand at all. I find it a lot. In Anthropologie, it's usually pretty easy to find stock photos, but I feel like so many people sell Anthropologie that I don't like to use those. I actually take my own for those because then people can see the condition of the item right away.
Hey, can I ask a question about that bundle thing real quick that you're all talking about? So,
yes, sorry, I was rambling.
No, it's all good. This is all gold. My question though is that, like, the shipping from the customer side, the shipping they're going to pay is like what, $6
$6.49.
$6.49. If they get a bundle, is it $6.49 for the whole bundle, or does it go up?
Yep.
Well, it's up to the £5, right?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Now, Lauren, that's up to £5, correct?
Yes.
Now, if their bundle is, we'll just say £7, how does that work? Because that's
you can
one of my
upgrade
questions.
your shipping label, and it will.
I have to upgrade that, or they upgrade that.
You would, and it just comes out of your earnings. It's like $1 or $2. It's not
so actually, I would end up paying the shipping on anything over £5. Okay. That part I did not.
1 second, guys. My dogs are gonna lose it. I heard my husband come.
Yeah, I didn't know that either, Andy.
I didn't know that, and that was one of the questions I had, because I mean, like, I actually sold my first bundle. Actually, while we were doing the reseller 6-pack show the other night, and which is cool, because I could still just throw two shirts and a in a thing, and I mean, I'm not paying the shipping on it, but as long as it's under the £5, it's still that $6.49 rate that the customer pays for, which is awesome. I love that, and it's great, and I love the fact because I've been selling quite a few pairs of shoes on there, and so I'm actually, like, in my opinion, money ahead on the shoe end. You know what I mean? Versus like what I would spend on eBay for shipping shoes. So I do love that.
Yeah, definitely.
So look, Heather Smith Reseller says in the chat, I know we have some other questions, but this pertains to what we're talking about. I shipped a 7-pound package bundle just last week and did not upgrade. Not sure when Posh catches the overweight, probably at 10 pounds. Any input?
I've never had that happen. I've only sold like about 6 items, so I'm still a pretty newbie here.
Is there a way to charge the customer the shipping overage ahead of time, or you just have to eat it? If there is a shipping,
I think that's what Lauren was saying. Is I think we eat anything over £5,
and there's no way around that.
And I think I've only had to buy a label over £5 maybe twice.
Yeah, because what if somebody buys like 2 pairs of shoes?
It's still usually not over £5. And I mean, I sell mine with the boxes a lot of the time, but I've sold like Sorel big, heavy winter boots and had people bundle with like a jacket, and it still hasn't been over £5.
Okay.
And you have to remember too, you can use all of the free priority mailboxes because it's a priority mail label. So if you order their free boxes online, you can usually find a lighter weight, big free box to fit all this stuff in.
You can let me preface that. I didn't mean to cut you off, but you can use all the free priority boxes as long as they're the mailing boxes, not the flat rate boxes, like the regional A's, the B's. You can't use those, and you can't use the padded bubble mailers. Correct?
No, and I've heard rumblings that you can use the flat rate boxes, but not charging the flat rate fee. But I've never tried that. Yeah. I think I have one of the ones I use.
I do that a lot. I'm not going to tell y'all to do it, but I do it a lot. I just Sharpie out any mention of flat rate in the box.
I do too.
These are the 2 that I use the most. I use these,
it's bad advice.
Hey, I'm not just saying.
You guys are bad, sorry. I use these a lot. These 5-pack envelopes.
I just stocked up on those
in a package, but I go through them like crazy. And
wait, you use those for Poshmark?
Yeah.
I thought you had to use the box.
No, it just has to be priority.
I use, sorry, I haven't built this one yet, but you can get these, and sorry, they're like this size. And if I have someone buy like a couple shirts, I like to put them in this box and just wrap them in tissue paper. And then when they open it, it comes out really nice.
Isn't that awesome that like whenever you ship on Posh, that you're not like, it's not like eBay. eBay, we're all trying to put an elephant into a padded flat rate.
Exactly.
You know?
It's the opposite. Like you can really actually get fancy with your packaging if you want to, because you're not worried about weight really ever. It's very rare that you're worried about weight.
So Painting Paces, Deb in the chat says, as of December 1st, 2017, existing Posh Post label can now be used with priority mail, flat rate, and regional rate boxes up to £5. Anyway, over £5 requires an upgraded label.
So the rumor is true. You can use the flat rate boxes.
Okay, awesome.
Thanks, Deb.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good to know, because I have got a ton of all different size boxes.
Right.
I just never use them because I have so many that I know that I use. So I just always have these on order. And there's like, there's just a regular priority mail one too. I don't have one upstairs right now, but it fits an actual shoebox in it almost perfectly. And later on, I can try to look it up on the USPS site and link it to the bottom of the video if anybody wants those.
So let's talk about packaging real quick. And it's so much more exciting for me to prepare a package for Poshmark than it is for eBay. And I've even find myself taking a little bit more care with my eBay packages now.
Yes.
Right? So you guys got to check out these thank you cards I got the other day. Oh my gosh, look. It says, let me take it out. Mucho gracias.
Oh, that's adorable.
Isn't that cute? So I always try and put in a little card with the package. And also I do a little free gift. I have a box of jewelry that I've set aside just for Poshmark. So I always include something extra, and I try to use pretty wrapping paper. What about Andy? Have you ever included anything? Okay, I have to go read what's going on. Oh,
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Get a grip.
So you know what? I think let me speak from a male perspective. This packaging stuff sounds horrible.
You definitely don't have to do it.
Can I Frankenbox on Poshmark? I do a lot of Frankenboxing on eBay.
No, that would be frowned upon. No Frankenboxing.
Damn.
But, I usually don't package that much. Well, hold on, let me show you what else I do. I'll just keep getting up and talking here.
Boys, behave.
So usually I buy tons of poly mailers in bulk, and I'll put, like, if somebody orders one thing off Posh, I put it in one of these, and then I stick it inside one of these, and that's all I do. And I've never had a complaint.
Okay.
And it takes me 2 seconds. It's the same thing I would do for eBay, but I just throw a priority mail thing over at the top of it.
Okay, awesome. So, Lonnie,
Yes,
you're going to keep it to the bare minimum, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I could use some. I need to get some of that tissue paper stuff, I guess, if I'm going to do
tissue paper stuff.
I've never used any of that stuff in my life. Like, whenever I see people talking about the free eBay shipping supplies, and they're like, "Oh, and I got the tissue paper," I'm like, "What the hell you get that for?" You know, you don't need that to pack a package. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably, honestly, I'm probably gonna be selling. My plan is to just sell shoes on Poshmark for the time being.
I was wondering what your plan was, because I know you had talked about it.
Yeah, because I don't think, like, I have to make a boundary somewhere because I have so much unlisted eBay inventory. I'm going to cross post all shoes on Poshmark. That's going to be my plan. See how that goes.
I think that you're really cheating yourself by not cross posting your jeans, because I know that's a big seller for you.
Right.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. It's just that they're pretty low profit items, and I just feel like I'm going to be like
but I think if you're getting good brands, Lonnie, you can ask a lot more on Poshmark for those jeans.
Yes, you can. AG jeans, they sell for a lot for me on Poshmark.
What kind of jeans?
Adriana Goldschmidt.
Oh, okay.
Let me see the other jeans I've sold lately. I haven't deleted my sold in a while, so I should be able to find some for you. I'm glad I posted that before we started.
If you watch my last sales update video, I touched on some of my Posh sales over the last week, and I got more on almost every single sale over on Posh than I would have on eBay, on almost every single one. And I accepted offers on a lot of items, and I was still money ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, I was getting. They were, customers were actually paying like $30 for t-shirts, where on eBay, I was selling them for like $19.99 free shipping. I mean, it's just, there's a huge difference. There's just a big difference over there. I mean, I totally expect to get, an offer on everything. So, you have to kind of compensate for that, in your asking price. But, it's definitely worth asking more.
Yeah. Stephanie asks in the chat, she says, might be a no-brain question, but why is everyone so excited about selling on Poshmark?
No, that's a great question. Why? Really
To
good.
me,
Yeah.
it's fun. I just think it's a little more fun to list. Like, it's so easy to list. I can list easily 50 things in a couple hours if I want to, with details. It's so fast to list.
So are you doing all your listing on your phone, Lauren?
I usually do. I try to take huge batches of pictures and then I'll list for like a couple days off that massive batch of pictures throughout eBay and Poshmark. But Poshmark's so easy. I usually burn through it way faster than I get my stuff up on eBay, and then I sell it so quick that like I don't even end up listing as much on eBay now. It's hurting my eBay sales though. I need to even it out.
But you can list on like a browser on your computer too. I haven't done that yet. I did them all on my phone. I have fat fingers. So
I've tried both ways, and pictures definitely are easier to get up using your phone, in my opinion. I do usually add my details later, like measurements type things with the computer. Like I'll go in and edit my listing, and then I just drag and drop from eBay or my spreadsheets that I have stuff saved in. So
see what I'm finding is actually I'm putting everything on eBay first, and as soon as I have it on eBay, I already have everything. All my photos are already right there because I just did my listing. I just, shift click on all my photos. When I go into Posh, I go right into Poshmark immediately, and my photos get uploaded. They basically batch upload. I do everything on the PC, so maybe, it works a little differently. It goes super quick, and I usually just copy and paste my description right over, and it's done. It's like literally 2 minutes from eBay to Poshmark, listed to listed. I mean, it's so fast.
Yeah, I just made a video last week about how I cross-post on eBay to Etsy to Poshmark on my little MacBook, and it's super duper fast.
mm-hmm.
It's super fast.
Okay, let's see, what else do we have here?
What do you think to touch on that? Oh, I'm sorry, Tonya.
No,
to touch on that. No, I'm sorry. To touch on that question though, that was just asked. So, what's all the excitement with Poshmark? Blah blah blah. It's just another selling platform. It's just an additional revenue stream. I mean, if I can bring in extra money on another platform and really have to do minimal work to bring that in, why not?
Yeah, I agree completely. And it's just fun to try something new.
Right. I mean, I'm actually having fun doing it. I mean, it's partially because it's something new. I love learning new things, so I'm trying to soak up all I can, just trying to learn about it. But yeah, it is kind of fun, and I do think it's more female friendly than there's a lot more women on there, I think, right now. But I think the male users are definitely growing for sure.
Yes,
yeah.
It's really growing. I know people that have been on here as long as I have, and they've actually opened separate accounts just to sell men's.
Well, if you think about it, women probably buy most of the women's clothes that are sold. I would think women buy, and then a good portion of the men's clothes that are sold in general, I bet women also buy.
I agree with that.
So
I've sold men's shoes, a lot of men's shoes actually, on my Poshmark account. And I mean, if you've looked at my closet, it's really women heavy. Like, you wouldn't go in there to look for men's shoes. So I think there's women who are looking through my stuff and they're like, oh, those would look great on my husband or boyfriend, etc. And they buy them anyway.
Yeah. So let's talk about the search box. I mean, is there a search box for your closet? Because I haven't found one, and I feel like it would really be helpful. Not that I've got a ton of listings, but like if I sell something on eBay and I'm in a hurry to end something on Poshmark, I feel like I need to be able to find that listing fast.
I saw a filter.
There is.
So you can filter by filling in whatever you're searching for?
No, I don't see that.
And actually, the fastest way to do it is if you're on your desktop. If I can't screen share because my laptop's weird today.
Hey, Lauren, do you want me to do it? I can show them on mine. I know exactly how to do it. Okay, here I'm gonna do a screen.
It's on the left side of your closet.
Yeah, I'll show them here. I'm gonna do a screen share here with you guys. Let me see if I can remember how to do this.
One other thing too, Poshmark does not penalize you. If
you guys see my screen?
So that's a good thing too.
Okay, so if I want to find something, Tonya, basically the quickest way to do it is just go over to the side, and I'll do it where there's actually a search bar right here. I don't know if you see that.
I don't see my mouse.
You can't see my mouse?
Well, let me lock it on you.
Oh, okay. All right, can you see my mouse there where it says brands?
No, do you guys see his mouse?
My little mousie's not there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me go back. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so right underneath where it says brands, there's actually a search bar right there. But for me, the quickest way to do it is we'll just say like I want to find a pair of the Cole Haan shoes. I need to get those off there. I'll just click Cole Haan, and these are the 2 Cole Haans. They pop up, and then if I need there's a little brand thing. It works. It's super quick. This is probably why on your phone it's a lot harder to do it. I mean, I use my desktop for everything, so or not my desktop, but my laptop for everything. So yeah, it's super easy. You know, I mean. It doesn't matter what it is. I mean, if it's Brooks Brothers stuff, I can just quick hit it and there's, whatever it is, it'll come up real fast. So.
Aren't his pictures amazing, you guys? And he has awesome pictures.
Okay. I think I stopped sharing there, right?
Yeah, you did. Okay. Let me quit presenting you. Okay.
Yeah, no one wants to see me all day.
I can give a not fun reason to sell on Poshmark. And every now and then you hear on YouTube, somebody's getting their account restricted or shut down or whatever on eBay. I am like almost 100% eBay, minus a few local sales I do from time to time. So having some diversity in selling platforms is safer.
Yes, it is.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Sometimes I do better on eBay too. It's just honestly, it just ebbs and flows. And like Saturday, I had tons of sales on eBay, and then today I haven't had one, but I've had a few on Posh. So
to piggyback on Lonnie's kind of comment there about people getting their accounts suspended and this and that on eBay, is there any like Vero type stuff or anything like that over on Poshmark that that they would deem, because I couldn't find anything that they deem I guess taboo or whatever, you're going to get flagged or whatnot.
Right. I have no idea about that, Lauren. Do you know anything about that? Like, is their Vero, is that similar to what eBay has? Is it like the same way on Poshmark? I mean, I've never had anything like that happen, but I know that Thelma was telling us that if you sell an item over $500, it automatically gets sent to Poshmark first before it gets sent to the buyer so that they can authenticate it.
And I've had a few of those sales. I think my last one was in Hermes bag. I'm going to try to find it. So.
And that was actually a question from Brenda in one of the Facebook groups. She wanted to know about that. Oh, she wanted to know about the concierge service.
That's what it is.
That is the concierge service. Okay.
It goes to Poshmark, then they authenticate it. And if they see anything that stands out that wasn't super visible in your pictures, they actually send the buyer a picture of that. Now that you can have up to 8 pictures, you used to only be able to have 4 until I want to say like 6 months ago, a year ago. I can't remember. I've been on here too long.
Boy, that's not good because one of them's going to be a tag.
I actually had that happen with one bag, not this last one that I sold, but I think maybe it was a Chanel that they did this too. But there was just like a little crease in the leather, and they sent the buyer a picture of that, and she still wanted it, but because it wasn't that visible in my photo, I had disclosed it in the description, but you couldn't see it. So they're very careful. If you're buying something high end, it's a really good thing because you know about the flaws then.
Right.
Again, there are a lot of fakes too, and I personally don't trust anyone but a true authenticating service that I would pay to authenticate things for me that are really readily.
Can I read a question from Dwayne? Because he asked it a while back. Mothership Products. Do staged with accessories photos do better than basic mannequin photos?
Oh, that's a great question.
I've done both. I think for me personally, the mannequin does better because it just takes away. So many people do staged photos. I actually think it makes me stand out that I don't. It's all personal preference though. You're gonna get people who look for staged photos and people who don't.
Yeah.
to you. As long as your photos look nice and they're clear, that's all that really matters, in my opinion.
All right, we have a ton of questions that we've gotten in the chat, and we're all keeping record of them here in our side chat, so we'll definitely get to those. But I have a really quick question, and Lonnie, I noticed you are already set up for this too, but like in my closet on my listings, I don't have the option, like PayPal's not there, like buy it now with PayPal.
I don't even know
what is that all about?
I don't even know how I get paid yet because I haven't made a sale. I don't even know how I would get paid.
Andy, do you still have money in your balance since you can screen
Yeah,
share?
I do. Yeah.
If you want to show, that would be great.
Yeah, no, I don't care because this is this is like my little hobby thing at the moment. I'm trying to get this going, so I'm not too crazy. Things aren't too crazy. Yeah, I'll screen share again. See if I can remember how to get back over there. All right, hang on, let me kick out of here.
If not, I can do it too. I can.
No, that's okay. That's okay. We know what you showing off how much you're making, Lauren. You know, mine's pennies. So
I just knew you just had a sale, so I figured it might be the pending.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, last week, I think last week I had 8. So, I mean, I was pretty happy with that. So
that's
let me go.
How many listings, Andy?
100. I mean, I think I only had like 100 up. So I mean, that's a pretty good sell-through rate, to be honest.
I'm signed in on here now, so if you guys need me to screen share later.
That's okay. So just go to what? Account settings? Where do I go to, Lauren? Or no, my sales, right?
Yep, your sales, and then the balance at the bottom is where you can see.
Okay, yeah, my balance.
And you can just put in your bank information, and then it transfers to your bank account, or you can have them cut you a check.
So like right now, it says redeemable $115. That means that I can actually withdraw that right now. So if I hit redeem your balance, it'll actually set it. And I have $68 that I have 2 items that are still waiting to be received by the buyer. So they're in transit right now. So I'm just going to let this build up to, I got a set dollar amount that I usually always wait. And then I just transfer everything. The same thing I do on eBay. I just take it all at once.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. It's like my little hobby thing for sure.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm going to, unless this thing really takes off, then, I mean, I'll definitely put more into it. But
yeah.
So let me ask a dumb question. They take their money up front, right? It's not like eBay where you get paid your money and then at the end of the month you get a bill for like $800 in fees.
Right. And I love that about Poshmark. It's so awesome. Like,
it's so easy, especially when I'm doing my accounting. It's just so simple. Like I just quick drop the money in and it's great.
So basically, once the buyer approves the item, you have access to that money, right? Like you can go ahead and transfer
as soon as they approve it, then yeah, it gets released and it goes into the redeemable area.
Don't approve it. They have 3 days from the time the tracking shows received. If they don't approve it, you just automatically get the money. Because some people, especially new people, don't understand that they need to go in and receive it. So you'll just have to wait like an extra day or 2, but it's not that big of a big deal, especially if you're making sales like every other day. You have constant cash flow coming in, so it doesn't really matter if you're missing that.
Are there any transaction fees to withdraw?
No.
I don't know.
It's just a direct deposit.
Direct deposit, yep.
So you can have it sent to your PayPal or your bank account, right?
Yes, or you can have them cut you a check and mail it to you too. I've never done that, but you can.
Is PayPal instant whenever you just hit that with redeem button?
I've never done it directly to PayPal, so I'm not sure. I've just done it to my bank. So, and then it takes like,
is it 3 days?
48 hours.
Oh, is it that quick?
It's pretty fast.
Awesome.
That still didn't answer my question though. Like if you guys go look at my closet and just pick a listing, it doesn't say on there buy now with PayPal like that. I think it's like a rectangular box.
Well, it won't. It doesn't in your closet, but like if you go and click on somebody else's, like here actually, like I can show it on mine. Like here, I'll go back and screen share again because it actually does that on mine.
I can't tell you how much time I've wasted trying to figure this out.
No, that's fine. I mean, we're all here to learn, and I mean, like I'm still new, but this is something I know. Okay, let me go back.
If you were signed in to someone else's account looking at your listing, it would show that button.
Okay, so here, Tonya, I'll tell you what. Your store is
at Tonya Sheets.
Okay, hang on, let me go to people, and then Tonya.
No, it's TANA.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not you. TANA.
TANA Sheets. Yeah.
Sheets. Oh, hang on. this again. At TAN. Spell it again for me, Tonya.
TANA.
TANA Sheets, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. There we go. I found you. Okay. So if I go into your store and I'll just click on this, do you see how it comes up? So if I want to buy this, yeah. So it gives me the option to pay with PayPal. So,
okay, good. Yeah, I'm so glad. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I have actually, since they offered PayPal, again, I can't remember when that started, like maybe 6 months ago.
Yeah, now see,
I've seen my sales increase since they've started offering that, because I think a lot of kids don't have access to credit cards or debit cards for mom and dad, so they can have a PayPal.
Right.
Yeah.
So somebody
Tonya, like I just put these shoes up, these little Clark shoes up right before the show almost. I put them on eBay and over here. And you see, I'm like there's no, if you click in your own store, it doesn't give you that information.
That's good to know.
Yeah, we'll get back out of here.
I will waste no more time trying to figure that out.
I only know that because I've been perusing, looking for deals for myself. So I haven't purchased anything yet, but you know, I'm on there looking for stuff every once in a while.
Right. So Adam asked a good question in the chat. He says, is Posh mainly for millennials and Generation X's, or just vintage and high fashion buyers in general? What buyers are they targeting? I definitely think there's a lot of young people over there, but I think that about Etsy too.
I think that's changing though. I've noticed that in the last year, it's really changing because I'm listing things that I usually would list on eBay, and they're moving on Poshmark, and that never used to happen. So
yeah, same for me. Like with that first sale that I had, those Tory Burch shoes, they sat on eBay forever. It was my very first sale on Poshmark.
Tory Burch does awesome on Poshmark. So does Kate Spade. Like, just flies out.
Yes. Oh yeah. So Rod at Win by Doing says, did the question get answered about the parties? We haven't really talked about the parties a whole lot, have we?
So parties are like a group. If you think about Facebook, like how you join a reseller Facebook group, it's kind of like that on Poshmark, but they only have them at certain times of the day. And there's only certain brands or styles you can share to each one. And then every day at 9 p.m. Central, they have one where you can share everything in your closet to it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then they pick, well, they used to pick suggested users. I'm not really sure how they do it now, but they used to pick suggested users to host the Posh parties. And then you can go through, if you're that party host, through other people's closets and share things that you like, and then they become host picks.
Oh, wow. That's good to know.
It's fun to host a party. I got to do one actually at the reseller rally. I think I was sitting by you and Lonnie, and I had my phone like hooked up to a charger, and it was just going nuts from all the shares. But it was really fun.
So whenever, what's the etiquette of this? Because I'm just getting started. I've had probably 150 people follow me in the past 8 hours on Poshmark. Is proper etiquette for me to follow all these people back? Or is that what they're expecting?
It's honestly up to you. Some people follow everyone back that they see. I didn't really know the etiquette when I started Poshmark. Like, really, there was no information out about it. And I didn't really follow anyone. I got most of my followers organically just from things that I listed and people liking what I list. They wanted to follow me to see what I was listing. And I still get followers every day as I list things that want to see the new things that I'm listing. So I don't really follow anyone back. I more follow people that I'm interested in their stuff because I do shop on the app quite a bit for myself.
Yeah, I found myself doing that too, looking at the jewelry. Like, I've started creating bundles and stuff. And
yeah, me too.
but I haven't actually pulled the trigger yet. So I was hoping she would send me like a discount, but she never did. I was surprised.
But I follow my friends too. Like, I follow you guys because I like to see the things that you're listing. And I like to share your stuff and help you get sales. So
yeah, that's a really cool thing about with Poshmark is there's constantly activity in your closet or your store or whatever you want to call it. There's constantly activity going on because people are always, you know, whenever someone comes in and happens to run across your stuff, a lot of times they either like it or they share it, and then that boosts your item back up. So there's just always like movement in your
Right.
it's hard for me to say closet. It's to me it's still a store, but it is it's really really cool.
This part is very confusing to me.
It was at first like for me, like I check in God, I can't believe I'm saying this, but like the whole party thing is actually really cool, because for me I look for I know it's, but like the shoe parties and like the jean parties, and then like yesterday I think it was a men's party. So basically I was able to share my entire store yesterday. I shared everything, and I got so many people that either followed me, reshared my stuff, liked my stuff. I was just gaining a bunch of stuff just by doing all the, the men's stuff. Like I said, and then since I have a lot of shoes, I think they have like an outerwear party where then you can list all your coats, and I think it's like coats, sweaters, and anything that's, I guess, like an outerwear item. You can do all that. Yeah. So, then I'll just do like those items. But yeah, I didn't know that they had a basically share your entire store type of thing. So what is that one called, Lauren, where you can do your entire store?
It's always the 9 p.m. Central party. Tonight they change what they call it every night.
Oh, okay.
But tonight it looks like it's the Closet Crush party. Last night it looks like it was Simply Chic, but they just kind of change what they call it every night.
Okay.
Yeah, I had no idea.
The night before was Fashion Favorites.
Okay. So I get confused.
9 p.m. Central.
Okay, I get confused when it says, when you're sharing to the parties, it says share within party guidelines, and then you click on guidelines, and there's usually nothing there.
If you're looking at 9, if you look during the day, there will be guidelines. Like there's only certain brands at 11 a.m. You can only do certain brands.
Okay, I'm going to butt in.
2, it's tops or shoes or something like that. So
I'm sorry. I thought you were at the end of the sentence, Lauren. I wasn't trying to
shut me up. I've had too much caffeine today.
No, let me ask 2 questions about jewelry, because we got 2 questions back to back. Sandy Wassman said, I'm a jeweler. Do you think I could do all right with gold and silver jewelry? And then I'll ask the second question too. Pamela Blanchard, Lauren, I have jewelry to sell, but with shipping at $6.95, it would be too much. The jewelry would normally ship for $3. How to do that?
Okay, let me talk.
Let Tonya do it. She just had a great jewelry sale.
Yeah, and I've had several jewelry sales now on Poshmark, and it's so exciting. And you can definitely sell silver and real gold. I just sold a 14-karat Texas necklace charm, or pendant rather, for $149 on Poshmark. So
wow, awesome.
That was a super exciting sale. So definitely you can sell jewelry. And then what was the other part for Lauren?
Well, I would say too, the shipping, like I know coming from eBay, people are like, wow, that's so expensive. Right. First class shipping should be X. But really, if you're shopping retail sites, which a lot of the traffic that's coming through Poshmark is retail shoppers, they're really all fashion blogger followers. That's how Poshmark started. Poshmark started and they promoted fashion bloggers on their platform, and fashion bloggers would sell things that they had worn. So people see $6.50 shipping and they're like, oh, well, that's cheap. If I order one thing from Nordstrom, they're charging me $12, and it doesn't come in 3 days. It comes in like 2 weeks.
Right.
So,
and
to us, it seems expensive, but to the general public, $6.50 is nothing.
Right.
So,
and with jewelry, you can fit a whole lot of jewelry, and you're not going to go over 5 pounds for a long time. I mean, you're going to have a lot of stuff to go over 5 pounds.
Well, I think she's like referring to like if somebody orders like a pair of earrings,
Yeah, it's still the same price.
Yeah.
But it's fun to know that you can buy, like I was bundling some stuff, and I knew I was only going to have to pay the $649.
Yes.
I knew that's all I was going to have to pay for shipping for all these items that I wanted to buy. And I think that is a great incentive and motivation for a buyer.
To buy more.
Yeah, especially with the jewelry. Yeah.
You can do, and I have done this when I have people send me offers, or if I get someone who likes like 3 different things in my closet, you can actually see, okay, I'm going to screen share really quick. Hold on. Let's see if I can figure it out. Screen share. All right. So I need to go back to.
Brenda Guidry, while we're
Okay,
waiting.
so this lady liked 2 things. So if you actually click in your notifications, whoops, sorry, it shows that they like 2 things, and you can just comment on something. So like, say I wanted to tell her she could bundle. All you'd have to do is type in their screen name to tag them and say, just so you know, if you bundle these items, you can only pay shipping once and you'll get a discount. Or if you want to add more, you can just pay shipping once. So I try to do that, and I actually get a lot more sales. I have
That's a great idea.
Sorry. Did I go back yet? How do I end this?
I think it's a.
There we go.
Yay.
You got it.
Hey, Lauren.
Sorry, I'm a newbie.
Hey, Lauren. Can I touch on one thing that maybe some people might have questions about, especially if they're cross posting?
Yes.
Okay, so I just had a sale on eBay for an item I have cross posted between the two. So I just sold a pair of Orvis jeans over on eBay. Okay, so I have these same jeans listed over on Poshmark. So to get rid of those, because people are, if you have items listed on, both platforms, taking them off of there. And it's actually like really simple to take and delete a listing off of Poshmark. But like, I can't figure out how to do it on the app, but through the desktop, it works pretty quick. And I can screen share, I guess, how to do that, because I want to get that off of there like right now. So
I can kind of show you just like with my phone right now. So like, let's say that I sold this purse. I'm trying to get it so you guys can see. So let's say I sold this. I would click to open it, click edit up at the top, and then right down here where it says availability, oops, I'll let you guys see it.
Okay.
You click that and then change it to not for sale.
Oh, that's good to know.
Okay, but that doesn't remove it though, correct?
No, but you can delete something at any time. If you click edit, there's a delete right at the bottom. But I actually, because I do returns on eBay. If I sell something on eBay, I don't remove it from my Poshmark closet until my return period's up, because otherwise I have to relist it again. And
so you recommend that I should leave that item on Poshmark, but just put it as not for sale.
That's what I would do. And then once your return period is up, then go through and delete it. Like, I have one day a month where I'll go through and just delete a ton of stuff out of my Poshmark closet. And then I also try to delete my sold, because when you start selling more,
then you just have a ton of solds.
Your closet, like, you just don't want it in there. It's just taking up space, and then it takes away from the things that are actually for sale. So I try to do that like once a month too, just delete a ton of the sold listings.
Gotcha.
Okay, I was typing in the chat. I was going to say hi, Claudette. No, I have to type it now. Okay, so we have a bunch of questions, you guys, from the chat. We should probably start trying to answer some of those. So I'm going to scroll up here to the top and see if we've covered some of these. Let's see. Kathleen says you have to set your closet to bundle, right? To bundle 3.
Yes, and you can do that in your settings. It should give you an option, like in your seller settings, of how many you want to do, or if you want to offer a discount. Some people don't even offer a discount, but they will give one if people make a bundle. And you can even make a listing in your closet, just like a graphic listing on your phone, and then list it as not for sale, saying like, I will bundle things, or make a bundle and I'll send you an offer.
That was one of my questions. Yeah. So I didn't know that you could do that. I mean, I didn't know like how to do it, but I'm seeing everybody doing it.
If you just list an item as not for sale, it just sits in your closet. And I actually have one that says make an offer at the very top of my closet that I made. That's just not for sale, but it's just one of the first things people see, so that they know I'm open to offers as they're browsing through my stuff.
Is there a way that you can like pin that to the top of your closet?
Just share it. Have it be the last thing you share, and then it shows up at the top of your closet.
So you just like pretty much share that like once a week or every day?
I try to share my closet once a day. sometimes lag on weekends if I'm busy. But I usually share it in the morning, and I found that I get the most shares when I share in the morning, like share backs anyway.
Right.
And I actually sell the most things if I share in the morning, because really, if you think about it, you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you do? You start looking at your phone.
Start looking
And
at
if you have
your phone.
Poshmark on there, you're going to see that people shared your items, and you're going to start looking through your feed, and then you're going to go, oh, look, she just shared this. This is so cute. I want to buy it.
Right.
So I try to share around like 7:30, 8 a.m. And if I miss that time window, then I go for like 9:30 to 10 a.m. because then I'm hitting like the West Coast people that are first getting up.
There's some questions in the chat about cropping photos. Y'all want to touch on that?
I can if you guys want me to keep talking.
You're the one with the most experience here.
Yeah, I agree.
You're the expert. So
I personally like to use Moldiv to crop my Poshmark photos.
Spell that for us.
If you guys join our reseller 6-pack group, I have it posted in there.
Okay.
I shared it. I like it for eBay too. I personally think it's the best phone app to edit photos with for reselling. But Poshmark photos are in a square setting, just like eBay. So I always set them to square, whatever I'm editing, and then I can crop it within that app, and then they just come out really clean and professional looking and saved just perfectly. They do have filters on Poshmark, but you can't really crop. So I just try to clean stuff up a little better before I post it.
Yeah, I do all my cropping in eBay, and then I just copy and paste all my pictures to Poshmark.
That works too.
Yeah.
So Dwayne asked in the chat, so other than bumping you in the search, what is the advantage to sharing?
Views. So, sorry. Everyone who follows you, I was just going to flip this up and show. Everyone who follows you shows up in your feed, which is the first thing you see on Poshmark. So a lot of people look through their feed because it's set up like Instagram or something like that, and they'll just scroll and scroll and scroll. And when you share, your stuff shows up in people's feeds. If you don't share, it's not going to show up there. And it boosts you to the top if someone's doing a search too. But you only stay there for so long because how many times a day are you going to share?
Well, it only lets you share actually once a day, correct?
No, you can share like, I think it only shows up like once every half an hour, 45 minutes, hour, something like that. Awesome. But to parties, you can only share once. Like if you shared something 3 times, it's only going to show up in the party once. So I try to be really selective about when I share to my parties.
Yeah, Michelle Lathan in the chat, she said cropping is more like a zoom in or zoom out on Poshmark.
Yeah,
and yeah, she's correct about that. Yeah, but yeah, I'm like Tonya. I do everything, basically through eBay, and then I just transfer my photos over.
Right. So Stephanie said in the chat, she says, I have to confess, I opened a Poshmark account about 6 weeks ago. I listed 2 things and sold them in 24 hours. That's exciting. And I guarantee you guys, once you get your first sale, you're going to get pumped up.
I really don't know the algorithm tricks. I know that a lot of people that are super into Poshmark are trying to follow algorithm tricks, and there's even like Facebook groups where you can talk about what you think the algorithm is doing. I'm not into any of that, but I personally feel like the more you sell, the more Poshmark like trusts you, likes you, especially by your ratings, and I think that helps bump you up a little bit. Personally, I have no idea if it's true, but I just feel that way.
Right.
At least follower-wise, like once you're an ambassador, like you're going to get a lot more followers if you're having consistent top-rated sales.
Probably helps if you're selling good stuff too, right?
Sure. Everybody has a different idea of what good stuff is, though. Really. So, some people sell Forever 21 stuff for $15 and
really
love it.
So Lonnie, have we answered all of your questions?
Yeah, I didn't. Well, the only other question I had was like on eBay. Sometimes I'll list something, and Andy was talking about this before, I think. on eBay, sometimes I'll list stuff that isn't quite perfect, you know, and it'll have like a defect. Maybe the hems will be kind of raggedy or something like that. And I'd say, I'll just list it anyway and mention it. Is that frowned upon on Poshmark, or is it cool to list stuff with defects? Lauren.
Right. Oh, okay. I didn't know. I might have a couple things in my closet right now that have defects. I usually don't sell really anything that has defects unless it's something that's I'm going to get at least 20 or 30 bucks.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
And if I do, I use my iPhone and I'll use like the markup option in there. And I actually put like a big like neon green square around a picture with the flaw. And I make sure that I have it written in there just to cover myself. Smart. Because then if someone, well, Poshmark doesn't take returns. I don't remember if we covered that earlier or not. But then if someone opens a case on Poshmark saying that they want to return something because they saw it has a flaw, Poshmark won't get mad at me because I covered that in my listing, like very clearly to the buyer, and it's not my fault if they did not look at it. So,
right.
Well, if they say there is a flaw, they actually have to upload a photo of the flaw too, don't they?
Yes, they do. So that's why I always make sure that there is a photo of the flaw, completely like just billboarded on my listing. And then I also write something in the text too, just to make sure I'm covered.
Right. One of the things I noticed over there too as well. I'm sorry, Tonya, didn't mean to cut you off. It is like when you're looking at a lot of people's descriptions of their items, they're horrible about putting measurements and stuff like that in there. It's usually just, you know, they'll just have, you know, okay, hey, this is a extra large North Face shirt, and that's it. And then when you look at the description, it'll just say North Face shirt, you know, and that's it. And I'm like going, okay, well, what are the dimensions? You know, it's like, and then they don't take returns on there, so that's really hard to as a buyer, you know, I mean, to have the confidence. I mean, you know, like I put all the measurements in there with my stuff, and I know there's another person that I follow. He's got a YouTube channel too. His name's Jim Butler. I think he goes by the Curated Clothier. He puts a ton of measurements and stuff with his stuff, which is really cool. But the majority of the people, like when I click on different stuff, their description is so minimal. I mean, it's just absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I agree. I was guilty of that at first too, but I have definitely tried to get better about that because it is important.
Right. Yeah, I wish that was something they kind of pushed a little more, is like, you know, the measurements, you know, or stuff, especially because they don't, you know, accept the returns.
Right. I had no idea about the returns, you guys. I'm such a newbie.
So it's important to give buyers lots of confidence up front, like Andy's saying.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's definitely helpful. I think that's actually a benefit to, you know, we'll just say a seller like me, because I put all that extra information in there. Because like I said, if you click on a lot of these listings, I would never, you know, put anyone else on blast as far as, you know, other sellers and stuff like that. But yeah, you click on a lot of them. It's literally, it'll just say, you know, men's extra large shirt in the description, or it'll just say good condition. You know, it just says good condition. That's it. You know, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like going, this does not give me any, you know, I'm a dude who's 6'5". You know, I mean, I got a wingspan, you know, like this, you know, I mean, if I'm buying an extra large, or I mean, you know, a long sleeve shirt, you know, I have 36-inch arms, you know, a men's long sleeve shirt, you know, a dress shirt starts at 32 to 33 inches, you know, and then they usually go 34, 35, and then it's, you know, like a 36 and 37 or whatever. So there's usually like 3 different sizes for a men's long sleeve shirt. Well, you know, I mean, so if I order a double extra large long sleeve shirt, I don't know what it is. I have no idea what I'm buying, and then I can't return it. You know, I mean, how does that go back on the seller? You know, like if I would actually buy that, you know, would I be able to open like an INAG case on there because, you know, I got it in because they didn't include the measurements? Lauren, do you know how that would work?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Nope. They do not take returns for fit. And actually, I was just about to type
they do or they
do.
They do or they don't.
They do not. And I was actually just about to type this in the chat, but I'll share it now. I do not actually provide measurements on a lot of what I consider to be basic, common, popular, trendy stuff, like Madewell, J. Crew, Gap, like things that fit everybody the same. I don't provide measurements unless they're asked for. If someone comments and asks me for measurements, I'll put them, but most people know their sizes in those clothes, so I don't bother. At least the demographic buying on Poshmark does, and I've never had a complaint, so.
Right. Yeah.
Expensive stuff I will. Sure. Designer stuff I definitely will. Designer shoes especially, they usually fit small, so I will write in there to cover myself, fits like a US.
But you would never know if you would maybe have more sales if you put measurements. You don't know that.
Right.
Right.
I've actually toyed with it, and it does not make a difference.
Okay, so you do know that.
Well, see, and that's weird because I've actually went and there's actually been a few items that I've actually wanted to purchase, and the people did not have measurements in there. So I was like, I'm not, and they were long sleeve shirts, you know, or like pullovers or whatever. It's like going, I'm not buying this from them because I know I can't return it. You know, I mean, but they were
ask. Most people will give them to you because most people are like me and they're just volume. Like they're thinking, I want to get these listings up. I want to get them out there. I want to get this stuff gone. So that's just kind of my mentality.
Do you think the majority of people that sell on Poshmark are also selling on eBay, or do you think it's more of a, you know, it's the majority are just straight Poshmark people, or maybe Poshmark Etsy?
I'd say it's half and half.
Probably.
Really.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of stuff that I'll be interested in, and well, because I'm a reseller, I have to do the search before I buy it. I'm sure you guys do the same thing, but I'll search for something and then I'll see that it's posted on eBay too. And actually, I've gotten way better deals doing that for people who aren't as high volume sellers as say we are. Like if I see they have like 12 things in their Poshmark closet, and then I see the same thing on eBay and they have 3 eBay listings, I'll actually message them on Poshmark or eBay, wherever they have it cheaper, and send them an offer. And I'll usually get a really good deal. Trick of the trade.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank everybody so much for joining us in the chat. And I'm super, super excited to say this is going to be a regular show, you guys. So we're going to try and bring you Poshmark Talk at least once a month. And it's actually going to be a rotating show. So, and I might even create a Facebook group. I don't know. Maybe so.
Why not?
What the hell? Another group to manage. Okay. But yeah, so I put all the panel members, the links to their YouTube channel is down in the description box. And whenever the video is over and done doing whatever it does before it publishes, I will go and put in all of our closet names too. So you guys can go check out what we're selling. And if you do leave a comment, if you come back and leave a comment, feel free to share your I was going to say store. It's so hard to remember, right? Feel free to come back and share your closet name too with everybody so we can all follow each other.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So thanks so much to everybody for joining us. I really appreciate it. And thank you to our panel members. And we will see you guys next month with another Poshmark Talk. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.